UFC 318 with Pro Schmo Bets. Hey, we're going to have crazy takes here, like Phillips defeating Venicius Oliveira, Max Holloway defeating Dustin Poirier. I think that text message that Conor McGregor sent to Dana White about the fight at the White House had a lot to do with it. Catchweight and Max Holloway, okay, for the BMF belt. Now, listen, we could speculate a million things. We're going to hear about narratives. We're going to hear about statistics, metrics, skill set for skill set on fighters on this fight card. And hey, tune in because last week we cashed, the week before that we cashed our fate of the week. If you hit our channel, we cashed that too. Jake Matthews, so on and so forth, right? We have machine learning AI that we use and we apply it to people's takes, all right? Particularly, we want picks. Judis, Nicole, Caliari. There's so much you could say about this Thai boxer and Judis, like you can about this grappler, karate background, incredible fighter in Nicole Caliari. Relentless with the clinch work against the octagon wall. And, for this defensive grappler in Judis, who mounted a judo black belt and Gabriela Fernandez, there is absolutely no way she does not defeat Nicole Caliari, who's already downsized for the division as is. Okay, already, too small for flyweight. All right, she's going to be a problem at strawweight like Tabitha Ritchie, right? Fighters one and the same to her proportions. Sharp striking and footwork from Carly. I could see a potential unanimous decision for Carly. Whereas I know you guys can argue that Carrie Kiet, she fought both these fighters and she defeated Carly Judis. But if you know anything about Carly Judis and that fight, it was a 10-day short notice. All right, Nicole Caliari is not submitting Carly, absolutely not. All right, and we're gonna move on. We're moving on to the next fight. Bruno Ferrer. What a great grappler this guy. And I know a lot of folks want to see Jackson McVey showcase some striking here, but he's going to have to resort to grappling if he wants to win here. I have Bruno Ferrer on the money line. Hey, you've seen those overhands. Powerful. This guy's got power. He's also a great grappler. If anything, he can defend takedowns. He's got offensive wrestling. Jackson McVey is primarily a grappler, and I know he wants to showcase his striking. This is not the fight to do that. All right, we're going on. Ryan Spann, Lucas Brzeski. What a great Thai boxer in this BJJ Taekwondo. Also practiced martial artist in Lucas Brzeski, right? I'd like to take him on the money line, but it's Ryan Spann. It's Ryan Spann or no one, all right? At heavyweight, my God. Let's move on. Next fight we have Jimmy Crute, Marcin Prachnio. Marcin Prachnio opened began his career with the UFC, getting finished. He's since then done very well, but at the age of 37, you can't be in your prime. Okay, so Jimmy Crute, who's come back after retirement, is doing very well. Grappling, sparring folks, rolling on the mats at the gym. He's got a customized camp. He's invested into himself. I think for once he's overdue this win, and he's going to get it. He can grapple. He can submit. He's got so much footage, so much film. And we could talk skill set here, okay? We could talk weight distribution, on top control, so on and so forth. We could talk about what Marcin Prachnio does while his back is on the ground and how Jimmy Crute, can control him. We can talk about countering. We could talk about the leg strikes to the body from Prachnio. We could do all that, but we get to the gist of these things, okay? And Prachnio's got no shot here in hell. All right, so we're moving on. We got Adam Fugitt. He's too old, man. Islam Dulatov. What a great German fighter this guy is, finally, right? And he's only 26. Way too big for the weight class. Adam Fugitt, way too old, man. We're way outside his prime to have a fight like this, although he is a strong fighter. We have Ateba Gautier, man, combat sambo guy. And you have Robert Valentin, relentless. This guy said, man, I'm tired of Ryan Loder and all these grapplers, these wrestlers. Give me a striker. He got Ateba Gautier. But Ateba, despite him having issues on his back, works defense well. All right, he works the fence well for defensive grappling and wrestling. All right, and that I think is what will make the difference here. Where Robert wanted to showcase his striking, he's gonna see that it is a bit intimidating to be in front of a 23-year-old who probably, faked a birth certificate. All you do is send a copy to UFC. That's it. And even if they check an original, there's no database they're inquiring with at the Cameroon. I guarantee you that. Gautier, let's get it. I'd like Valentin to get through, man. He's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong, but you can't be in your prime at that age, man. Okay. Let's see. And that many fights, right? So yeah, 10 wins, 5 losses. So here we go. We got Francisco Praau. Man, he's got a short reach. That's not good. All right, that short reach is absolutely not good. Francisco Praau, Nikolai Veretennikov. This guy is a sizable proportionate welterweight in that. Francisco Praau is a lightweight at best. All right, at best. Okay. Great overhands, good striking. He can also wrestle, no problem. But Nikolai, despite him not being able to calibrate his shots, it doesn't align well, is I think going to be overwhelming for Francisco Praau. You have to cut a 23-year-old from the promotion here so that he could come back, make his way to lightweight. All right, I think the coaches should have advised him on that, and it looks like they persist. All right, if you think he's getting a finish on this guy, bet him that, but I don't think he will. Then you have Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. What a fight this is. Marvin Vettori, he's got tight boxing, strong, defense. He can absorb hits and not go down. Brendan Allen, not so strong. What a grappler. I'd like to see Vettori, get an upset here, but we got to go Brendan Allen, right? We got to go Brendan Allen. I mean, how are we not going Brendan Allen when he's got the upside on the clinch, right? The size too. I mean, that matters, doesn't it? Doesn't that matter? I mean, I'd like to see an upset here for the guy, but he deserves it. Him, his family. I know. I hear the rumors. I know his brother passed, and that all matters, right? Here we go. We're moving on. We got Kyler Phillips, Venicius de Oliveira. Kyler Phillips, man, there's so much we could say about Kyler Phillips, really. Pops in and out with a snappy jab. One of the things that I think is incredible and may work well here with Venicius Oliveira is how he lands elbows from clinch breaks, right? If Venicius wants to, feint, work some dirty boxing in clinch positions. There's so many things that Oliveira could do. Maybe kick Kyler Phillips if Kyler so chooses to pressure. But hey, listen, Kyler, he's got a 30-foot octagon here. He's an incredible grappler, much better than any of the opponents that Venicius has fought. And he's going to use this spacing for his technical striking, right? He sets up his ankles. He sets up his angles. He's got strong counters, and he's very quick, all right? He's also fought the likes of guys like Mauricio Rojo with dirty boxing. He has a high-pressure mindset and big hooks, okay? So if you saw that fight with Mauricio Rojo, this guy is rushing in with big hooks, and it's something that Kyler Phillips has already seen in the octagon. We got him over Venicius de Oliveira, all right? And then the next fight, we have Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. We got to go Daniel Zellhuber, but this fight isn't going to be as one-sided as most might think. I think a lot of folks are playing Daniel Zellhuber on the spread, -3.5. I don't think so, man. Michael Johnson is a strong ectomorph, man. This guy's got strength, and he's in great shape. Daniel Zellhuber also called him out. We got a chip on his shoulder here, all right? And Daniel Zellhuber's shot selection is varied, but very wide, all right? He's very young. He's only 26. He's primarily a grappler. If anything, you can see him with the likes of Ignacio Bahamondes or Fernando Padilla. And yeah, there are different weight classes, but they're all, one and the same size and can fluctuate between the weight classes. And from there, you could differentiate between who and what skill set, right? Who strikes better? Bahamondes. Who grapples better? Daniel Zellhuber. Who does both? Fernando Padilla. Can he absorb a hit? Absolutely not. Is he in the right weight class? Who knows, right? So I like Michael Johnson here, man. Yes, he put out Atman Zatar, I think that's his name, and yeah, man, he. I like how he extends his strikes, man. It won't be an easy fight, but he's getting the win. This guy Daniel Zellhuber, and then we're moving on. We got Dan Ige, Patricio Pitbull. Dan Ige, we know, is a strong boxer, man. He's in and out of the pocket. He can move laterally. He does it all. He hates to be on his back. He can offensively wrestle, but Patricio Pitbull is a champion. He is the game. Okay, he's going to be about an inch taller than Dan Ige. Dan Ige will carry recency bias from that Sean Woodson win and controversial decision, early stoppage, some would say, with also knowing that he had fought guys like the Korean Zombie. All right, so Patricio Pitbull did incredible things fighting a dynamic striker in old boy here, Rodriguez, right? And one thing I did like was how when the front kick came about, Patricio grabbed it, pushed away, and swept him to drop him and mount him. And I think that Patricio Pitbull is not just fast enough, but has the wrestling, has the top control, the grappling to potentially submit that knee guy. I know folks are not going to believe that, but he does. I like him on the money line. That's the pick. Him on the money line. Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez, too late in with the shots. Very predictable. We have tape for days. Kevin Holland is having fun watching all the fights that Daniel Rodriguez has been a part of. Like him fading with Sergio Ponzinibbio. Yes, Daniel Rodriguez was fading. He's 38. This is the lock of all locks. Congratulations, Kevin Holland. Will it go over in the rounds? I do think so, only because Kevin's going to want to be entertaining, you know, just like he was with Wonderboy Thompson. He ain't ever gonna get over it, folks. Believe me, man. He's probably gonna put himself in dangerous positions. Isn't that crazy? Dangerous positions just to make you guys happy. And then we have Paulo Costa, Roman Copilof. Paul is gonna have to wrestle. I mean, there's so much tape on Roman now, and you know, he does not like to be on his back. Paul is gonna have to win a round or two. He's gonna pressure though. I'll tell you that. He won't be defensive with any striking. He's going to get those kicks up. He's going to strike strong, fast, relentless, and then we know his cardio drains in the third. So he's going to have to seek a round or two top control. All right, I got Paulo Costa on the money line. He's in the prime of his life at 34 against Roman Copilof, who's potentially in the prime of his life, but is not coming off a loss to Robert Whittaker. He ain't coming off a loss to Sean Strickland with that impeccable jab, man, right? So let's see what else we got. Max Holloway. Wow, we're here. Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier. And I know in the beginning of this video we opened up and it alarmed you when I said that I think Conor McGregor reached out to Dana White and said, hey, Max Holloway, I want to fight Max Holloway at catchweight. 160, how's that? How's that, Dana? 160, 165, you call it, let us know. I'd like to rematch him, okay? Give him that rematch for the BMF belt. Conor's wanted that so bad. Let's say Max Holloway wins here, never gets to fight with Conor McGregor at the White House. Instead, Conor McGregor fights someone else or doesn't fight at all. We got Max Holloway, you know, who will potentially retire the belt here because we know Dana does not want the BMF belt to circulate in the UFC anymore, but then come back to life with a BMF fight in John Jones and Alex Pereira. Maybe, you know, maybe John Jones, Dominic Reyes, who knows? But there's so many fights you can make with that BMF belt for such a high profile event. All right, who doesn't want to see that, right? And I think the narrative fits best also with Dana White's philosophy. He's a Taoist, he's a realist. There's some grace in a loss. Okay, there is grace in a loss. It's the way you win. Okay, and I think that with Dustin Poirier, you're losing a decision here, gaining no leverage, leaving gracefully as someone who lost to Max Holloway is really a win for him and a great retirement fight for him. All right, now let's talk about the skill set, right? We know Max Holloway is a switch stance fighter. We go southpaw, orthodox, and really he's all volume and makes up the lack of power at featherweight with his volume. But here's the thing, this fight is taking place at lightweight now, and Holloway's had a long camp. He's filled in quite well. He's going to have the power and he's going to have the volume. Okay, he's going to have the range control. Dustin Poirier is going to get anxious. He's going to tighten up his boxing, and Max Holloway is going to leverage that. He's going to be able to redirect all of that power, strength, explosion from Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is shooting 1-2 strong power, full shots. Max Holloway's landing, multipliers. All right, that's just how this is going to go. It could go to the distance, or if Max Holloway has filled in well, he could put out Dustin Poirier. All right, I hope so. There's maybe 2 or 3 sequences that I think Max Holloway finds vulnerable with Dustin Poirier, particularly in dirty boxing situations. We'll know when we see this fight on Saturday. All right. Other than that, fellas, you heard it here first. All right. Pro Schmo bets. Now, if you want the bets, I'll give them to you right now. We're taking Jimmy Crute. We're taking Max Holloway. We're taking Kyler Phillips. Okay. We're taking Carly Judis. And if I'm not mistaken, hey, listen. We're taking the favorite dog on the main card in one parlay. That's how we're going. All right. You can follow us on Instagram. Visit us at proschmobets.com. And if you want any of the details with how this plays out, skill set to skill set, more details, more technical analysis, you just send us a DM on Instagram or visit us at our website. You heard it here first. UFC 318.